Hello everyone, I'm François Simon. In today's webinar, we will discuss ways CustomTools can improve your design file management, whether you are working directly with SolidWorks or using it with SolidWorks PDM. Thank you for joining us today. Without further delay, let's get into today's topic. By giving a short introduction to what file management is in the big lines, it refers to the process of organizing, storing, accessing and controlling files and documents within a company. In this webinar, we will concentrate only on SolidWorks files as well as file-neutral formats generated from your SolidWorks documents. File management can be divided in two areas: file naming, which refers to the process of naming your SolidWorks files, and file storing, which defines the location where those SolidWorks files are stored. Defining well-structured rules and processes make it easier to locate and manage files. It facilitates collaboration by not only simplifying the work of other designers, but also streamlining the sharing of files and documents outside the engineering department. It's important to begin considering file management strategies from day one, as the volume of files will grow over time. Failing to plan could lead to challenges, especially during migration to new systems. While we understand the importance of file management in theory, we all know that the reality is far more difficult. Complex naming and storing conventions can make file management time-consuming. Effective file management relies on the commitment of everyone involved. If one fails to follow the rules, the effort of others becomes useless. Not every company utilizes a PDM system, and even PDM systems can have their limitations. Collaboration challenges often arise when working from different office locations, remotely, or across different time zones. Data management and file management are related concepts, but have distinct focuses. Having them against each other is the wrong approach. In CustomTools, we prefer to associate them. CustomTools is not a PDM system and can be used with or without SolidWorks PDM. One of the main benefits of CustomTools is that custom properties can be defined prior to file saving, offering great flexibility in file management. This enables you to utilize the power of your data to name and store your SolidWorks files effectively. CustomTools can fully automate the process of naming and storing your SolidWorks and file-neutral documents. It ensures that file naming rules are automatically shared between designers, guaranteeing that files are consistently stored in the right folder with the correct name. Here are some of the key features offered by CustomTools when it comes to file management. It facilitates project and sub-project management for your team. You can combine custom property values to build a folder structure or generate a file name, using sequences that are automatically shared among users. Those storing and naming convention also applies to converted files from your SolidWorks documents. The strength of CustomTools comes from the different possibilities that we offer in terms of configuration. In our live demo, we will highlight how you can combine your data to build advanced file naming or storage protocols, effectively manage your SolidWorks files according to projects, and copy and rename your SolidWorks assemblies to start new ones. We'll conclude the demo by showing how you can manage neutral formats files generated from your CAD files. Let's get started by checking how we can use combination of properties to drive the save location and file name of my SolidWorks files. A combination of property allows you to combine multiple attributes together to create a new property. This feature becomes very handy, especially when used for file naming or building a folder path. Let's open the property pane, where we are using two combinations. One is used to define where the file should be saved, and the other one is used to define how the file should be named. I can combine any custom property values together, such as a sequence, description, or even information from my project or parent project. I could now click OK to save the file, but before that, I would like to visit the CustomTools option and show you how you can build a combination of properties. I can select a combination and click Add to create a new one and give it a name. Under the format string, I will add the attributes that I want to use in the combination. As mentioned, those could be related to the project or parent project. For instance, if I want to easily build a folder path and then define which attribute will be used to generate a file name, where I can select and combine any properties together. As we can see, when a property is inserted into the string, I can choose to keep or remove characters from that properties. This could be very useful to ensure that a specific number of characters are used in the combination. Now that the combination is ready, we can easily review the different fields that have been combined together. I can now associate that combination with a property that will be available to everyone in the property pane. Once it has been linked with the property, I can select a project and use that property to be used to generate my file name. We can now return to the property pane and save the file. For that project, I have fully automated the file saving. The save folder and file name are fully automated and do not require any action from the users, as the sequence number is automatically generated once the project is selected. In that example, the user only needs to specify the description. Before clicking OK, a user can easily validate that the information is correct. There is no folder under the engineering, and that is totally OK, as the different folders will be created by CustomTools based on the rules that I have defined for the save folder. As we can see here, the file has been saved, we did not get the save as dialog, and the folders were automatically created by CustomTools. Now that we check how to use combination, we could have a closer look at how sequences can be used. CustomTools allows you to define multiple sequences that are automatically shared between the different users, making file sequencing a lot more consistent, as sequence can only be generated once. You have several options in regard to how a sequence should be formatted. You can, for instance, define constant value or use a specific increment. The same sequence can be used across different projects or restarted for every new project. If so, then you need to ensure that project information are associated with the file name. If you are using SolidWorks PDM Professional, you are able to use PDM sequences from the CustomTools property pane. Let's create a new part and let's check some more advanced file naming and storing rules. Let's define the custom properties of that part. But before that, as we can see, CustomTools always load the last used project, making it easier to manage files. Even the part number can automatically be generated, as we can see with the subwoofer project. For that part, I want to use a different project to show you how we can use different file naming and storing rules, as those two projects are using different saving settings. Here, there is a new property called category and no serial number available. The save folder is still made based on the parent project and current project, but also using the category to define a specific save folder. If a different category is selected, then the folder updates accordingly. As we can see, the user can also generate a part number which is specific to the category. Only when the category is selected, the part number property becomes visible. The same sequence is used, but generated based on the project and category. As we can see, the rules used to generate a folder path and name are a bit more complex, but do not require extensive inputs from the users. If I select the Hidden Properties checkbox, we can see what's going on behind the scene. The category is a lookup list using different keys. Key value lookup list allows you to write additional properties once a value is selected from the drop-down. The category key here is used in the file name, and the category folder is used to create a subfolder. If a different category is selected, everything updates accordingly. We can now save the file and also control if the Save As dialog should be displayed or not to the user when saving a file. It gives an additional validation phase to the user to ensure that everything has been defined correctly. When I click on Save, the file is now saved to the correct folder and to the right name. From the project options, we have the possibility to allow saving a file in a different folder. That setting can be specific to a project. This can be used to force the users to save a file to a specific location, making the file save process fully automated, or then propose a save location to the user. From the category lookup list, we can see how keys can be defined. We can have up to 15 keys associated with the drop-down values. Those can be used to create folder or associated with the file name. Once keys have been defined, they just need to be associated with properties so that they can be used in a combination. If we return to the sequences, we can check how we can generate a sequence number based on a custom property value. The sequence will be generated based on the project and property value. We can now check how projects can be managed. As we saw earlier, we have two parent projects, which could be customers. Each of those customers have a sub-project. New projects can easily be added from the CustomTools options. We can click Add to create a new project. For instance, this could be used as a customer project. As we saw earlier, we can easily retrieve parent project or project information into a combination of properties, and those could be used to drive a save folder or a file name. Then we can create a sub-project under it, which could be the customer project, and give it a project number as well. We can easily copy settings from other projects during the project creation. For each project, we can define specific saving settings. For example, use a different property to generate file name between projects, or use different properties to save port and assemblies, or define save folder for each project. We can also control how we manage file if the property used to generate the file name is changed, as we are going to check soon. Files from the design library can also be excluded and managed via specific project. Rules can also be defined regarding how drawings should be named by reference model or using a property value from the model or the drawing. Here, the drawing name corresponds to the name of the reference 3D model. Custom property values can be associated when a project is loaded. This could be used, for example, to select a sequence to be automatically generated once a project is selected. Or it could be any other custom property values related to the project. Projects can also be sorted by name or creation date. Once a project has been completed, it can be archived so that only active projects are available from the property pane. If a parent project is archived, child project will automatically be archived as well. For example, here I could leave the table project as the only project available to the users. Let's create a new part in SolidWorks. Let's open the property pane and visit the project list. As we can see, only the table project is available and all other projects have been removed from the selection. I'm now fine with the file name, so let's save that part. As we can see, the saving process is fully automated. But let's create a drawing for that part so that I can show you another useful feature offered by CustomTools. I'm just going to use my drawing template here, save the drawing, and return to the 3D model. If I revisit the property pane and, for instance, generate a new sequence, CustomTools is able to detect that the property used to generate a file name is different than the actual file name, offering the possibility to the user to copy or rename the part. But here I'm going to create a new part. So CustomTools is able to detect that the original part also has a drawing. We automatically offers to copy and rename related drawings, ensuring that drawings always follow referred 3D model if it has been renamed or copied. So here, if I open the drawing, we can see that we have the correct drawing. And if we check from the save folder, we can see here that we should have 4 files, 2 parts and 2 drawings. No more drawings can be forgotten when a part is copied or renamed. Now, let's return to SolidWorks and check how we can copy and rename existing assemblies to start new projects. Let's use the search and open the assembly that we want to use as a base to start a new project. The copy feature allows different set of action, but here we want to copy that assembly used in a different project to start a new one. I have access to the same list of projects as the one available in the property pane, and as we can see, properties update automatically based on the selected project. For example, here the sequence is automatically generated, but I could also modify custom property values of the files to be copied. Design library parts and toolbox components are automatically excluded, as we do not want to create a copy of those files. I only need to click on Generate File Name, and CustomTools will apply file naming rules defined for the selected project. I just need to click on OK to copy and rename my assembly and all related components. The copy will allow you to quickly and easily start new projects using existing design files and data. For the last and final part of that webinar, let's check how CustomTools can be used to assist in the management of file-neutral files created from your SolidWorks documents. CustomTools offer many possibilities that can help you to fully automate how, for example, PDF and DXF files are created, but also named and stored. Here, I have an example where SolidWorks files and converted documents are stored in different folders. In the engineering folders, I store all my SolidWorks files. But then, in the production and purchasing folder, I store my PDF and my DXF files. Under production, I have a PDF and a DXF folder. To optimize the storing of my DXF files, they have been arranged based on the material thickness of the sheet metal plate to facilitate the work of the operator at the laser cutting station. As we can see, I can also configure how the output files are named. To make it easier for the production, I have also added the total required quantity. If we move to the purchasing, I only have PDF files, which are named based on the 3D model and its revision. Let's go to the option and check how we can configure file conversion rules. Here, I have the PDF production used to create PDF for my drawings. Under the file name, I can define how the converted files will be stored and named. As we saw, SolidWorks and converted files are stored in different folders. To store my converted files, I need to move one folder up. To return to the project and move away from engineering. Then I would need to go down again to production. To move one folder up, I can use the following syntax, so the backslash dot dot backslash. That would take me one folder up. If I would need to go 2 folders up, I would need to repeat that syntax. After that, I can define the folder structure that will be used to store and name the converted files. Let's check the DXF production conversion profile that uses different naming and storing rules, as I am using the material and thickness to create subfolders. Also, I have associated the required quantity with the name of my DXF files. I could also have used any other attributes available in that list. We can create a new conversion rules for the part that needs to be outsourced. I will create a DXF rules for the purchasing department. So DXF will be created from the drawings. I can use the source path. And then I could go one folder up. And then down to purchasing, and then use different attributes. For instance, here I have the material, also the thickness that I use for creating subfolders. I could use any other attribute as long as I separate them with a backslash. Now I can define how the DXF will be named by combining different information. For example, I could use the reference SolidWorks files, and I could also add any other file attributes available in SolidWorks. Or I could also add any custom properties defined at the model or drawing level. For instance, here if I want to have the description, As you can see, we have quite a lot of different possibilities in terms of naming the output file. When it comes to file management, there can be many recommendations on how to effectively manage your SolidWorks files. As we have seen in this webinar, data and file management are tightly related to each other. Poor data management will lead to poor file management. There is not a single rule that can be used by every company. The more complexity you add to your file management rules, the more difficult it will be to follow and maintain. Try to limit users' interaction when naming and storing your files. It will make it easier for everyone to adopt and follow. To conclude with our main recommendation, having a long-term strategy will keep you out of trouble. Before we move to the questions, we would like to invite you to our next webinar on April 11th, where we will explore how to use custom tools to automate item and BOM creation in your ERP using customized text files. If you are interested in the topic, you can already sign up for this webinar. We hope that you've learned some new things and feel inspired to explore the new capabilities provided by CustomTools.
We are in the life-saving business. We kill your routines before they kill you.